Hello! It's this again. It's time. I'm gonna give it another minute to wait for more people. Oh, it says there's only one viewer. I hope that's incorrect. Well, if anybody is here, welcome to the final stream of the ninth year retrospective streams. This was, if you don't know, I've been doing this for the past few weeks, and we're finally approaching the end here. Today we are going to be covering what is left of 2022, all of 2023 so far, and at the end I'm gonna kind of talk about the future of the channel and what's gonna happen from here. But I think with that out of the way, I think we're pretty much good to start now, and we are immediately starting with something I'm going to skip because this is the ADTV collection for states 21 to 30, aka season 3. Yeah. You know, if you've seen all of these, you know what to expect. But one thing I would like to note is that this includes the Guam and Puerto Rico ones, because I don't know. I guess that counts towards this series, or I guess this season. Yeah. Uh, Kind of a weird start, but moving on, we have something from 2015. Actually, this was an intro for, I think, a video I was making that was kind of in the vein of ITV in the Face, if anybody here has ever seen that. And it was a documentary about like every ITV ident ever. And I don't think I ever made anything past the intro, which I'm about to show. So here we go. Yeah. Again, I never made anything of this past the intro, and I mean it's a solid enough intro. I don't know what's going on with the TVS thing here, but yeah, nothing much to say. It's a thing I made like 8 years ago. And moving on here, our next two things are some archive stuff. This is the 1985 ID for Golden, which is the California one. And I'm kind of iffy about this one because like I remember like what this was in the original video. That was like the copy of the text that was like kind of flashing rainbow colors. That was supposed to be a rainbow trail, and this was kind of another attempt at that. It looks a little better, but I still think that for the ADTV network, in California. Like I maybe should have like this would have worked in like 1981 or something, but probably not in 1985. Yeah, moving on. Here is the New Year's version of a Vegas broadcast ID from 1997. Yeah, very short. Not much to talk about there. Uh, yeah. Moving on. I, I feel like I've. You know, no, I'm not gonna say anything. Moving on. Here is ADTV 31, New Mexico. I think this is one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Yeah, I do think of that as probably my favorite ADTV thing I've ever made. I know I've said before that the Guam and Puerto Rico one is my favorite ADTV thing, but no, I think that beats it. There's not really any ID in particular in this video that kind of is bad. I guess this one, but it was kind of meant to be bad. But yeah, pretty proud of that. Still like it. But moving on is another kind of random archival thing on LogoBro 3. Even though this one isn't that from that far back ago. This was an unused intro for what used to be my favorite video on the channel, the evolution of ITV idents. And I'm kind of glad I didn't go with this one. Yeah, I definitely like the one that ended up in the video more, because this one's just kind of like a compilation of items with like a big old number block in them, and the other one is just like a fully edited tribute to a bunch of the most iconic ones. Also, yeah, if I could change like the generic ADTV items, I could, but I feel like it's too far in to do anything about it. Speaking of ADTV, we have a few more ADTV things coming up, and two of them are pretty big. The first one is the ADTV for New York, number 32, and it is one of the longest, I think. It might be longer than Georgia, I don't remember. But anyway, let's play. Yeah, again, I think I'm pretty proud of that one. I'm trying to think, and I think that all of the ADTVs from this point forward, I am like I at least like them. But yeah, I think both me and Halfways did a pretty good job on that. I think it was when I was making this, it was interesting to kind of like reimagine some of the Liberty IDs that we've seen before because we saw it in the Florida one and the Georgia one and the Michigan, and I think that's it. You're gonna see it in a future one, the stream, but yeah, it was kind of fun reimagining that because some of those are are pretty basic, and we kind of and I kind of didn't want to do like a basic thing for ADTV New York, which is yeah, and I think that we did do a pretty good job of you know making this look like maybe making this look like a thing that would like a channel that would actually broadcast in New York. Like none of them are really that cheesy or anything. It all looks pretty modern. Yeah, halfways. I'd say you did a pretty good job on this one. Like I think you put in a lot of like the effort you showed was very good. But anyway, moving on. We've got a few things on the archive channel, and again, one of them is pretty big, but we got two things to go before that. So here is one of I think the longest title I've ever put for a video. This is Birmingham Television Technical Difficulties and Strike Action Message, October 4th, 1994. And this one is actually based off of a thing from the ADTV wiki. I should probably add more things to that wiki, so I'll actually have archive things to make like archive videos about. Anyway, here's a main TV short ID 1982. And this one is on a cable network, ADTV flashback. You can probably guess, what that is. Anyway, here's the big one. This is New Mexico Network final broadcast. And an interesting thing about this one is that it was actually kind of like it was mostly made by Halfways, and I think Ben Curb, which we're gonna see in the next ADTV, did a voiceover in it, and yeah, this was mostly made by Halfways. I just kind of like they sent it, and I just kind of made like a few edits to it, and put the filter on it, and uploaded it. So yeah, let's watch.
This is New Mexico Network, your ADTV station for the New Mexico area, saying goodnight for one final time. Coming up is our nighttime service. However, before that, it'd be rather fitting to look back at all the good times we've had here on NMN. Enjoy.
Yeah, as I said, that was mostly made by THW. I don't remember how much was like in the original thing that THW sent me and how much was, what I and how much was like, edited a little bit, but I think it was mostly THW. I think this might have been me, but I don't remember. I also yeah, this announcer right here is Ben Curb, which again we are going to see in ADTV 33, I think North Carolina, yeah. And I also forgot to mention that Ben Curb made this ADTV nighttime bumper here at the end. Yeah, I kind of made like I originally made like kind of my own version of this. I don't remember if it was for this video or not, but I made like my own version of this bumper, and Ben Curb like I sent it in the like kind of ADTV production group chat that we had, and I think he kind of saw that and just wanted to make a better version of it, and he did. I think I think I uploaded the original version to LogoBro 3, so we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it soon. Anyway, next up is kind of an oddity. We're again going back to LogoBro 3, and this is kind of an imitation of like a mock logo video from 2010.
This is NET, the National Educational Television Network.
This is PBS, the Public Broadcasting Service.
This is PBS. This is PBS. This is PBS. This is PBS.
Okay, yeah. When I pretty much made this because I made the 1989 one before I made like any of the other ones, and I just kind of like I thought to myself, hey, these are kind of fun to make, and I made like a few more of these. But the thing I want to kind of bring up about this is Logo Guy 1998. I kind of like I always wanted to do like kind of an ARG kind of thing or like a horror series or something. And I kind of like around this time I kind of thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool if I made like an ARG thing based on a logo mock channel from 2010, which is a very niche, thing to make a horror series based on. And I made one video and it didn't really go anywhere after that because I realized I didn't have any ideas. I guess I shouldn't just like kind of barge into a thing without thinking about it, but anyway, here is that one video. I think there's a like flash warning for the end there. For the end of this one. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this end thing. But yeah, I kind of wanted to make like a weird, creepy series, and I don't really know how you can make something like this scary, to be honest. And I just couldn't think of any sort of story for this one besides like kind of vaguely threatening Sony Vegas legacy text. Yeah, I'm not surprised that didn't go anywhere. I also wouldn't be surprised if most of you have not seen that. But anyway, moving on to something that makes marginally more sense. This is ADTV 33. I kind of forgot how quickly these came out one after another because I don't feel like it's been too long since the last one. But yeah, this is ADTV 33 North Carolina, and it is, as of right now, the last one to have halfways, and also the first one to introduce new uh, a new a new cast member that was that's a Ben Curb, and he's as you're gonna see in the video, he's really good at like kind of CGI and all that stuff. Yeah, as I said, Ben is really like almost ridiculously good at making like CGI things look like they're from like a particular era. And like I say CG not to like say that he's not good at 2D. It's just that like he doesn't do a lot of 2D in the series. And by that I mean he does no 2D in the series because this is the only one he's in. But yeah, if you like his work, then I'd suggest going to his channel. But yeah, I'm I'm pretty happy with that one. I think that some of my ones near the beginning were kind of rough, but yeah, I can't. Yeah. Also, this is the only time I've ever used this intro, which I probably would have made a better one if if I like kind of kept doing these trio ones, but I just never did. Yeah, North Carolina. I think this is a pretty good one. And next up is something that we're not going to watch because we don't really need to. This is a thing on. Actually, our next two things are on LogoBro 2, and we don't really need to watch through any of them. But yeah, this is the Mario World OST, but poorly emulated. Which I mean, yeah, I mean, if you've heard one of them, you've pretty much heard them all. But this was like pretty much just me opening the original music files from Mario World in a kind of Super Nintendo music player and just kind of changing some settings to make it sound all crusty. So yeah, nothing too interesting to really discuss here. I was gonna make more of these, but I never did. I think I was working on one for Mario All Stars. And next up is another Mario thing because it's LogoBro 2, and this is actually the release video for. I don't know if you remember from last stream, but I was working on a mod based on like a lot of friends I had from a Discord server called Yaw64, and I got like a few levels done, but I never really finished it. And this was pretty much just me releasing what I did finish, which I think is maybe about half of what the intended final release was going to be. And I want to let this one play because it has like commentary, but like this first section. Okay, I think that's all the text I wrote. But yeah, pretty much the other levels were this kind of like there's this one which is kind of like half a grassy field with a like kind of regal Disney castle, and the other half is like a lava level with this kind of decrepit fortress. And there's this one which is like a forest with a big old tree. And there's this factory level where you go inside, and there's a lot of different rooms. And I think I kind of overestimated because it says in the video uh, right here it says a little less than half. So I guess I didn't finish as much as I thought I did. But I think 40% is still pretty good for a mod like this. Okay, well it's not good, but I mean it's as good as unfinished is gonna be. Anyway, moving on, we got two more things on the archive channel. This is Hawaii Regional ID from 2005. And the only thing I have to say about this one is I made the music myself in FL Studio, and I think it sounds a little better than the original, because in the original it might just be me because I heard the original sound when I was making the ID, but you can probably tell that it was like another thing that I just slowed down. This happened with a few IDs. But anyway, next up is a main ID from 1970.
This is WMNE, Channel 5.
And this next one actually has a little bit of a backstory to it. I don't know if you'll remember from the stream where we looked at, I think, like most of 2019, but I had a plan back then to make a series called Vestrana Logo Histories, which was a series based around logo histories of networks from a fictional country called Vestrana, which was, I think, kind of off the coast of like North America or something. But yeah, never, nothing ever came of that for a few years, and this is the only peep that series has had since. And it is the like kind of is the first minute and a half of an old version of the first episode, which I mean, like, I might as well have shared because this wasn't like if I ever do pick up this series again, then this video will not have anything that is actually going to be in the series, so I might as well have uploaded what I had so far. But yeah, this is the first draft of Vestrano Logo Histories #1. I think this is the first time that the outro for LogoBro 3 has been seen. Yeah, this was I think pretty much all of this was from 2020. I want to say like maybe mid 2020, and you could tell because like some of these are kind of some of actually I think this early stuff like these first couple are like early 2020, and this was maybe mid to late 2020. Yeah, uh, probably not up to my standards. Like at the time, I would have like at this point in the channel's history, which is pretty much the present day. It was only a year ago, but yeah. Moving on. This is ADTV 34 in North Dakota, which is I think back to the solo ones, and also the last ADTV we're gonna have for a good bit because 35 is not gonna be for a while. But yeah, here we go. I remember liking this one. Yeah, I still like that one. Um, one thing in particular that I like about this one is kind of this logo design because it allowed me to do like these kind of cool little animations with the pedals like in this one. Like that looks cool. I do still like I really like how that turned out. But yeah, I think even besides that all the like most everything in this is pretty solid. Yeah, that is the last ADTV we're gonna see for a good bit until near the end of the stream. And but that is not the last ADTV related things because we still got a good bit of archive stuff to get through. Oh, and also this like do you remember earlier when I mentioned like an early version of that one nighttime ID that I made that Ben Curb kind of did his own version of? This is it. Yeah, I definitely like his version more. This one's very basic. It's got like pretty much no animation except for, just it fading in. Yeah, moving on. Next up is an archive thing. This is ADTV Nighttime Technical Difficulties, and it is the one that made Pee Wee canon. Yeah, uh, not much to say with this one because it's mostly just, a still image. And yeah, moving on. Here is something another kind of oddball. This is a piano transcription of an old Nickelodeon ID, and it's like when you think Nickelodeon ID, you think of like the Splat era, but this is the pinball era. And yeah, you could still download the MIDI for that. I think I mostly just made this because I really like the like this kind of jingle that they used for only a few years. And this was back when pretty much nobody watched or really cared about Nickelodeon because this was back when they aired mostly educational stuff. And also, you can't do that on television. The only okay show they had, I think. I don't know. I wasn't around in 1981. But anyway, moving on. This is the evolution of the outro jingle, which was kind of just a thing I made on a whim. And if you don't know, the outro jingle is fittingly the jingle that plays in the outro. Like the whole da 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 that thing. You'll you'll see what I mean. If you're popping noise, it's me popping my fingers. And ironically, this video does not actually use the jingle in its outro. Yeah, uh, you've pretty much heard all of these before. I don't actually know if you've heard. I don't actually know if we've covered this one on the stream because this was from a deleted video. So, I don't know, we might not have looked at that yet. Uh, yeah, there's these two, which, if you remember, I made a new intro in April 2021 and I kind of scrapped it and instead just kind of updated the old one. And yeah, this one, this was just like a thing that THW sent me. Like, I think they just sent me this video and said, hey, is this a good recreation of your outro jingle or something like that? Yeah, so I figured I might as well include it. Don't worry, I got permission. Anyway, next up is another archive thing. This is a Liberty Television special ID. And yeah, again, Liberty is always tricky to make things for because, you know, it's ADTV New York, so I kind of have to, you know, bring out my A game. And I don't feel like I did that with this one. I think this was originally supposed to be like a 1985 or something. And then I realized that it looked a bit bare bones, so I like moved it to 1981. Anyway, next up is another oddity because this is the return of a series, quote unquote, that hasn't had a new or even second episode since 2018, which at this point was, I think, over 4 years ago. So it had been 4 years since the series got any sort of update. And if you remember, like, if you probably, to those who've seen it, you probably already know by the thumbnail, but this series was I Need a Logo History, which was supposed to be kind of, you know, I Need a Life, if, you know, if anybody remembers that. But, you know, obviously with a logo history, like with an entire company's logo history. And for the longest time, the only one that I did was PBS. So I finally made another one, which is NBC. And here we go. I don't remember if there's anything loud in this video, but turn it down just in case.
NBC television.
The NBC television network. In association with the CBN television network. The following on CBC.
This is NBC. Yes, it is.
Television network.
NBC is NBC.
The follow on NBC.
So yeah, I'm still pretty happy with that one. Uh, this was, I think, I'm pretty sure this was the first, like, YouTube poop of anything that I had made in years at this point. Like, I think the last YouTube poop-esque anything I had made was the last I Need a Life, which was in 2021, I want to say, or maybe it was 2020, I don't remember. But, yeah, not a whole lot to talk about with this one. I don't know if I'll ever make another one of these because, like, I'm gonna preface this by saying that the computer I'm on right now is really good, but Vegas, on the other hand, is not great. It like I tried everything to like kind of optimize it to the best it could be, and it still crashes constantly. And every time I open it, all the audio just gets replaced by like blaring loud static, and it's really annoying. But yeah, that kind of makes it hard to work on something like this that requires like a lot of like kind of like quick edits and effects, which could very easily just crash the entire program at will. But I don't know, maybe if I ever figure out how to fix those things, I could make one for like ABC or something. Or maybe I'll do like an ITV one or something. Or no, I guess I already did ITV. Uh yeah, whatever. Next up is another archive thing. This is a bumper for Children's ADTV, which, I mean, the name Children's ADTV is self-explanatory, but it was a kids block on the network. Yeah, I get, yeah, not much to say. It's very, very basic. Uh, and next up is another ADTV thing, and this is actually ADTV UK, and it is the last ADTV UK because, like, I've said it a few times, but ADTV UK is not a thing anymore. It is cancelled, and it is not canon to the series at this point. But, yeah, this was the last one, and I'll kind of explain. Maybe I already have explained why in a past stream, but I'll kind of explain it again after this video. Yeah, this is ADTV UK 5 Northeast.
watching the Northeastern Network. And now, the news at 9.
Yeah, I think that one was okay. Uh, but yeah, I think one thing I do remember about this one is that there was a person that did not like these two because they did not seem like something that would be in the northeast of the UK, and that annoyed me at the time. But like I don't know, I could kind of see where he's coming from. I think these seem a little bit more French than they do like Time Teas. Yeah. But anyway, kind of on to the reason that ADTV UK is not a thing anymore is, and again, I might have mentioned this in a previous stream, but like when you think about it, it's pretty much just ITV again. Like it's just ITV but with different names and like different music and all that. But it's the same concept, and like it has the same regions and everything, which isn't the most creative thing in the world. And not to say ADTV itself is the most creative thing in the world, but because like I feel like most anybody could have thought of like ITV but with the states. But yeah, it was that, and also like it just added more workload onto what was already a pretty like intensive series to work on, because like ADTV is like gonna be 50 episodes long, and I don't want to add like 12 or 13 or whatever, like how many more episodes onto that, because like not only do I have to make these, but I have to like find music for it. And like as the both series have gone on, finding music to actually use, like particularly for uh like these early ones like 60s, 70s, and even 80s, it's gotten like harder and harder to find because I've used a good chunk of things. Yeah. It's not really postponed. It's just outright canceled. I'm just gonna say it. But yeah, that's ADTV UK wrapped up with a like I complained about it a little bit here, but I do still kind of like this one. Like it's another one of the things where it gets better in the second half, but I think this color one's pretty neat. But yeah, moving on. Uh, we actually have the eighth year anniversary video, which is all the videos on the main channel, LogoBro 1, ranked from worst to best. And that video is 23 and a half minutes, So it's going to be another thing where we're going to kind of turn the speed up a little bit and just go through it like that. But, yeah. And this video also kind of marks a point where everything that we're going to watch from this point forward is less than a year old. So we are, we're definitely crawling further and further towards our goal. Yeah, this is all LogoBro 1 videos ranked. This could take a bit.
The program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Hey guys.
This is PBS.
Google.
This is PBS.
I like you just the way you are.
You can be sure. LogoBro.
is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Oops, you broke it.
Okay, gee, didn't know you were ahead of us.
Program in color.
Fast forward 50 years.
And everybody knows that the sequel's never quite as good.
The Public Television Network.
CDC Television Network.
Well, hold on, is there an outro? Oh yeah, there's that. So what I gathered from that is that putting videos at 2 times speed improves that greatly. Also, yeah, rare into YouTube. What's your question? Yeah, I do still agree with most of those. I think that I don't remember where I put like the ITV ranking video, but I think it should have been a little bit higher up. But yeah, I still do agree with a lot of that. I noticed a pattern. No, I wouldn't say Liberty is similar to Carlton. I think the difference between Liberty and Carlton is that Liberty allows the network that it bought to like keep existing on its own. What film effect do I use? I use Meta's film effect, MEDA. Yeah, I noticed a pattern with like a lot of these where it's like kind of like it has like a string of videos one after another. Like pretty much this entire section here is like mostly ADTVs, and then like a few of the other big ones. That being said, I think there's like an oddity up here. I don't. Is it like? Is it like number 15? Yeah. Why is this at number 15? That I don't get that. I don't know why I put that there. But yeah. Moving on. We are officially in the era of things that are less than a year old. Isn't that interesting? But here is. We've got a couple small things coming up. Coming up, we have a thing on LogoBro 3, 2 things on the archive, and the premiere of a new channel. And none of the things we're gonna look at. The next bunch of things we're gonna look at, none of them are over a minute long. So we're just gonna kind of rush through them. I don't know why I said brush, but here is an early version of the PBS 1971 thing. Not a real early version. I made this in Sony Vegas and using the film effect that I just mentioned, Meta's film effect. This was I think this was kind of a test for that. Yeah, so here you go.
This is PBS, the Public Broadcasting Service.
Yeah, again, as I said, pretty much just a test for a new film effect, and I think it turned out pretty well. Uh, yeah, not much to say. I don't. I might have like convinced like 1 or 2 people on the Discord on like my Discord server, which I posted this in, that this was real. But like they could have also been joking. I've never been able to tell. Anyway, next 2 things are archive things. First one is RTS technical difficulties.
Deal with that now. You see, I just send him off a letter. I say, James Gudgeon would be delighted to make a speech at your cat's home or club or whatever it is, you see. And his fee will be 500.
Yeah, it's mostly the screen. Okay.
No, a speech for a wedding. You want to sort of do it on the spur of the moment, really, but...
Yeah, again, these technical difficulty ones don't tend to be the most interesting thing in the world. I think this one was based off of an NBC member station. I don't remember what the call letters were in specific. Anyway, next up is ADTV Films / Boston Broadcasting from 1975. Yeah, as you can probably tell, this was the ADTV film division. What movie? Mountain Land 2 Strange Arrivals. Okay. That's titles are not my strong suit. There actually is a Spanish ADTV. It's a cable channel. I'm not making this up on the spot. This is on the wiki. But anyway, now we have the premiere of a new channel, which kind of became more and more of a thing as we're getting more and more recent, which is weird because usually like my thought process towards this later stuff is that I'm kind of winding down, kind of making less stuff, and that's true in 2023. There's less stuff to talk about in 2023. But this is a channel called SmogicLash, which I mean, if you don't know, is a parody of Logic Smash, which is this channel is pretty much just I don't know how many of you know what a Silva Gunner is, but it's kind of like a bait and switch thing where you're clicking on something expecting it to be a normal version of this, and it's like a joke version. That's pretty much this with logos, where like it'll say it's like a Viacom logo, and then it'll have like some sort of joke in it. And there's been a couple channels like this. There's a I don't remember Logos Man 4K, I think is one. I think there's I don't know what else is there. I can't name any off the top of my head, but yeah, it's one of those channels. And yeah, the channel launched with about like about 9 videos. So we're just gonna kind of speed through these because there's not really much to talk about with any of them. If if I have something to say about any of them, I will. But just kind of glancing ahead, it doesn't seem like it. But anyway, let's go. I, I like that one. I think that was supposed to be a reference to like a really old video I made, which I showed off in I think the first stream, yeah, because I uploaded it before 2018. Yeah.
You want me to sponge up all of the urine in America and then squeeze myself over Saddam Hussein's mouth?
Okay, that's not AI, by the way. That is a real line that Tom Kenny said. I think it was in an SNL sketch. Yeah.
This is PBS.
Yeah. That is the first batch of SmogicLash. Oh my god, I can't speak today. SmogicLash videos, and it is the only batch of SmogicLash videos because, like, I made a couple more videos on this channel after this, but I never did like another huge burst of things after this. And I kind of want to do that because making these parody things is kind of fun. I just need to think of actual ideas. But yeah, I like most of these. I think some of them are just like I changed the music and that's it, like this one and the NBC one. And I think the frame rate on the Thames one's a little low, and it doesn't really like the joke doesn't land as well as I would have liked it to. But yeah, that is SmogicLash. We're gonna be seeing a few more things from it, but not too many. But anyway, next up is a teaser for the next big video that I made, which we're gonna be seeing pretty soon. We're not actually gonna be watching it because it's well over an hour long. But we actually don't really even need to watch this teaser because it is just the intro of the video that came out. It is the evolution of PBS idents coming soon. And yeah, it's the intro that was in the video. Yeah. Made it went live New Year's. And the only thing I have to say about this upload is that it was used as the trailer for the premiere of the evolution of PBS idents, which is a feature I had never done up to that point, and is not one I've done since because I don't really do premieres that often. But yeah, moving on. Next up, our next two things are archive things, and they're both modern. They're both like post regional ADTV things. This one is Firework Original. Yeah, and like this was like you know how like every company has like its own streaming service nowadays. This was supposed to be ADTV's, and you know it's kind of like their slogan, the Firework Network, which doesn't come up too often except for like these end cards on the archive. Which I think this one is actually like I think this one was actually updated since the last one because I accidentally bolded the text on every end card before this. And yeah, next up is ADTV 2016. And this one is actually this might have been true for the last one too, but this is the like I think these two are the first videos I made on the computer I'm using right now. Because when did this come out? Yeah, this would have I got my new computer for Christmas, so this would have been like a couple days after I set everything up. Yeah, and I still like this one. I think this was a good kind of like getting back on my feet for getting Vegas set up and everything. And I mainly made this because I wasn't happy with the actual like ADTV 2015 thing I did for the Louisiana episode, which was just the logo zooming in while there's like a G-Man 1290 Viacom jingle playing in the background. But yeah. Anyway, next up is a very big video. This is a 1 hour 4-minute 34 video. 4-minute 34 seconds video. So obviously we're not going to be watching it because I don't want to be here for the rest of my life. But we're just going to we're going to watch the intro. And then we're just going to oh, okay. 1 minute 34 seconds. 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 1 minute 34 secon Yep, that's the intro. I think I like the one I made for the ITV one a little bit more though. But yeah, I'm. This video was like, as you could tell by the raw amount of stuff in it. This video was kind of a nightmare to make. Like, I enjoyed making it, but by God, what does it say? Oh, it's this one. But by God, it was like there were some problems. Like when I just said that like the past two videos I made on a new computer. This was I'd finished this a few days before I got the new one, and by the time like I had finished this, that computer I was using was like it was already not good, but it was like breaking by the time like this was wrapping up. So in order to make this, I had to like there was a point where it would just kind of like Vegas would just kind of stop working when there were like too many videos in a project. So I had to like split up the different sections of the video into like their own project file and render them individually, and then I had to put them in their own big thing. So that was kind of annoying. And that doesn't even like mention having to put together a list of every single ident for every single like PBS affiliate and trying to find like footage of most of them. And I, there were some things that I wasn't able to find footage of. So like unlike the ITV logo where but unlike the ITV video where I would have just like put up a still image or something. Like for stuff I didn't have a video for, I just kind of skipped it. And thus, I wouldn't say this is the most I wouldn't say this is the most accurate video in the world. I think it's missing a couple things, but I don't think that's really much of a problem with something like this because this isn't like, it's not like it's a video based on one affiliate station. This is like a lot of companies. I think this is like over, it's like 700 something idents, maybe more. But yeah, there's a lot in this video. And I did actually kind of enjoy making this, despite all the troubled production I just mentioned, but yeah. And, you know, by the time I'd finished this, I was already working on my next big video, which was, spoiler alert, also PBS related. And you're going to see that near the end of the stream. But anyway, that's this video. And moving on is our last thing of 2022, because I actually did two things today. This came out December 31st, and the next thing came out on the same day. It's another SmogicLash thing, and it's I think I made this like kind of as like, I don't want to say a tie-in because it sounds too like corporate-y, but yeah, like since this is like public television related, I made this kind of like related to this.
This is National Educational Television.
Yeah, this was like, obviously this is a fake PBS affiliate. I want to make more things with this affiliate. Yeah, this was back when Ohio jokes were funny. But anyway, that is it for 2022. And since we've reached the end of a year, that means that it's time for the art gallery. And this is going to be our last art gallery because I was going to make one for everything I'd made so far this year, but Vegas would just not let me do it. It would just like, it just kind of refused. It kept crashing. So, you know, I kind of took that hint. And so this is the last art gallery of this entire like stream series. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, and that is it for the art gallery. Yeah. Again, I know art is not really the main focus of this stream, but I wanted to showcase those. But anyway, let's move on to 2023. And to start us off, we've got some things on LogoBro 2. We've got this is a Mario 64 remade from memory, which, I mean, it's not the entire Mario 64, it's the soundtrack, but like at the beginning of this year, I remade 3 tracks: the file select, the merry-go-round, and Dire Dire Docks. And I pretty much did these because there was another project called Mario World remade from memory, which did the entire game, and it also did the soundtrack. And something about that soundtrack just like enamored me because it's so familiar, but it's also so wrong. So I wanted to kind of do my own take of it, and I feel like I got it pretty good. Okay, before the next video plays, there's something that I kind of forgot about, and that's the fact that this video came out in March, and it's the first thing of the year. So, again, as I said, things are winding down, like, at this point, and the fact that I hadn't posted anything, like, literally anything, on any of the channels from January to February, I feel like is kind of an indicator of things to come. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Yeah, this one I actually made a few like about a month or two before I made the video. So yeah, like I made these just for like some friends before I decided to publish these. And this one's my favorite. So yeah, I think of those three, I think I got those down pretty well. Like I've been playing this. I've been playing Mario 64 for years, so I'd be kind of concerned if I got it like if I got any of the songs like shockingly incorrect, like almost unrecognizable. But yeah, there's something else I was gonna say, but I forgot. Uh, yeah, whatever. Moving on. Again, we're kind of again. There wasn't anything for a few months, so we are already at the April Fool's video for this year, and just like the past couple of years, besides the one where there was nothing, uh, this is an ADTV related thing. This was kind of pretending to be ADTV States 1, but, remade. And shocker, it wasn't that. But here we go. Okay, before we continue, I gotta say I'm actually pretty proud of this Granada remake. Like that looks good. Like I'm surprised I put in that much effort for an April Fool's video.
Hi there, I'm Peter Griffin, and you're watching PTV.
You're watching PBS.
Widescreen.
Now from the dark ages of 999 AN 99 position the the
Okay, I forgot about that. But yeah, I think this might be the best April Fool's video so far. Again, I feel like I think the first half is a bit more effort than the second half. A good example would be the fact that right here I just put pretend I came up with a really funny joke for this one. So, I feel like that'll be fair. I guess the second half of the original thing was kind of boring. But yeah, I kind of like that one. Anyway, next up is a random thing on LogoBro 3. This is a fake logo, cheesy production company. I think that's pretty close to what a cheesy production company logo would look like. Yeah, not much to say for that one. The music is from, I think, LBS. Moving on, our next two things are archive things. This is ISB, which is the Iowa ADTV digital TV switchover from 2009.
In a few short moments, Iowa State Broadcasting will complete its transition to digital TV. Some viewers may experience a brief interruption as we make the switch. If you're unable to receive our signal after the transition, please call the number currently on the screen or visit our website. Thank you for watching Iowa State Broadcasting, your ADTV service for the state of Iowa.
Hello. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good. I think that's a decent take on the whole like digital switchover thing. Because I remember before I made this, I watched I just kind of binged like a few videos that were just like the BBC switching over or something. Anyway, moving on. This is ATBC, which is ADTV Georgia, technical fault from 1986. I don't bother saying the full I don't bother saying the full date.
Next up here on ATBC, we join Frank Teller for a celebrity edition of the weekly. The 15th of March in 1820.
Yeah. Again, I know that these technical difficulty videos aren't exactly, the most fun thing in the world to watch, but yeah, I think that was okay. Again, I do like remaking like years old logos I made years ago for the archive channel. Because I like this whole like glass reflection thing. I think I use that in the next ADTV. Anyway, next up is a logo remake. We haven't had one of those in a while. This is a remake of the Nickelodeon production logo from 2000. And I pretty much only made that because We'll Be Right Back started becoming a thing around this time. I mean, it had been around for like half a year at this point. It was just when I started watching it. But anyway, back to the archive channel. This is an updated version of the Birmingham Television ID from, its launch. I forgot to mention it when we were on the actual video, but on the April Fool's video for this year, I promised that there was going to be a remake, like an actual remake of the first 5 ADTVs, and that never came to be just because, I procrastinated. So I kind of made this as, a what if I actually did finish that? This is what, the first item would have looked like. And I do actually like this. I like this, I think this zoom out here looks pretty good, where it's not just like a straight, like linear thing, kind of like curves a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, next up is, dear God, yet another channel. This was kind of that logo guy 1998 thing we looked at earlier. This was kind of supposed to be like a creepy thing. And again, this was just because We'll Be Right Back became a thing, and like people started watching that, and I wanted to do my own take on that with just random logos. So this was like, hey, what if I made a channel that like pretends to be like, oh, we're just uploading logos, but really it's just like they're kind of like glitchy and corrupted and all that. So yeah, we're gonna kind of skim through the first four, and those might be the only ones on the channel. I don't remember.
The following program is from NET.
This is PBS.
Yeah. Hold on, am I missing something? Okay, hold on. After this, we're gonna have to backtrack because I forgot to talk about something. But yeah. I don't really. Again, I didn't really have a plan for what this was supposed to be. But I mean, on the bright side, I made more than one thing for it. So yeah, I think something. But anyway, this is the thing I skipped over. This was the. Hold on, let me zoom out. This was a retrospective kind of Tumblr blog that I did, and I still want to do. It's kind of been on a hiatus lately because I've been busy with other things, but I will return to it someday, maybe soon. But this was kind of a retrospective thing on every single Homestar Runner like related thing ever, like every official Homestar Runner thing, and I kind of you know reviewed them all. And oh, huh? Oh, I guess I can't scroll further if I don't have an account, and I'm in incognito right now, so that's not happening. So I guess we're just gonna kind of close out of that. I guess that's the end of that. But yeah, I just kind of went through everything in the series and reviewed it. I'm currently still kind of early in, but you know, I feel like I am gonna pick it back up soon. I think I'll probably do that like next week or something. Yeah, anyway, moving on, we finally have the next ADTV, and this would like the break between the last one and this one was actually the longest break in the series history, but you would not know that if you just watch this stream. Hold on, I gotta go back to the proper view. Because, like, as I said, there was not a whole lot of content in recent months. Like, when did this come out? Like June. We're already in June, and 2023 only started like 30 minutes ago. But yeah, this was the first ADTV in about maybe 9 months, maybe 9 or 10 months. I don't remember, but this is ADTV 35 Ohio, and I do remember liking this one. Okay, I just remembered. I guess I completely forgot that Ben Kerr worked on this one. So I'm sorry about that, because I said in I think the North Carolina one, that was the only one Ben Curb worked on. But I guess I misremembered, so, sorry about that mistake. But anyway, let's continue.
This is Columbus Network Communications, ADTV in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good return to form. I think I think maybe some of my earlier ones are like maybe a little off, but I feel like once I got to the 80s, then that's where the video really starts picking up. And again, Ben Curb did a really good job on this one. He's very good at making logos. Like I like this one where kind of like script writes. I don't really know what to describe that, but yeah, that's ADTV 35. There is only one more after this, and it is coming up very soon. In fact, it's almost the next thing we're covering, but before that, we have an unused ID from this video, which I uploaded to LogoBro 3. Yeah, you probably see why I didn't use that. It's not really that good. Yeah, not much to really talk about with that one. So instead, we're just going to move on to our final ADTV of not only the stream, but, since this is the last one, our, like, the entire retrospective. And don't worry, I don't mean this is the last ADTV ever, because 37 is coming soon, don't worry. 37 is going to come out before the end of the month. Don't take this as gospel, but I think ADTV, we're probably gonna get to ADTV 40 by the end of the year, so look forward to that. 37 just come out. Oh, Crap, I forgot about the existence of an entire ADTV. I'm so sorry. Uh, I meant I meant 38. Yeah. I'm I'm not really in a LogoBro headspace right now, so whoops. But yeah, that means that I'm ultra sure that we're gonna at least get to 40 by the end of the year. So 38 will come out by the end of the month. Don't worry. So disregard what I just said about this next one being the last of the retrospective. This is just Oklahoma now. Okay. So here we go. I don't know why we're kind of low quality. Okay, that's better. Okay, I think I forgot how much I actually liked that one because there wasn't really any duds in this video, and I think that's pretty good. I think this might be one of my favorites. I'm gonna be honest. Uh, you could kind of tell that I was proud of this little animation. You could tell I was proud of that like CTV writing and animation because I used it like 2 more times. Yeah. What will I do if I ever reach ADTV 50? Then that's probably going to be it for ADTV. I'll probably still do more things on the archive channel, but I don't really plan to continue the series after that. But yeah, ADTV 36. That was better than I remember it being, and I say better than I remember it being as if it didn't only come out 3 months ago. I still can't believe I completely forgot about ADTV 37's existence. I'm never gonna forget that. But anyway, next up is I think maybe our last LogoBro 2 things of this retrospective, because these are two Mario World things. Because if you remember, near the beginning of LogoBro 2's existence, I had like two videos about like the beta of Mario World, and they were labeled as like Super Mario Brothers 4, and this was kind of these are kind of the successor to that. So, and they're both just music, but I really like the music in this first one. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I think that actually sounds pretty nice. Uh, I think I didn't realize it when I was making this, but I unintentionally ripped off a song from Chrono Trigger. I don't remember the song's name, but I heard it in like a video, and it sounded eerily similar to this. Like it was like this whole like harp thing was almost the exact same thing. And actually, when I was making this song, it wasn't even like intended to be a Mario World thing, or even intended to like go up on YouTube or anything. And like I kind of just like I made that little like harp arpeggio thing, and I did like the bass and all that, and then kind of halfway through making it, I kind of just turned it into a Mario World thing. And it was originally just going to be that, and then I added some like record like audio tape grain to it, and it just turned into a beta thing, so I might as well just put it up on here. I think I probably should make I should probably like in the description to this link like the raw unfiltered version, because that sounds good too. But anyway, we're not done with Mario World beta stuff, because our next thing and our final visit to LogoBro 2 in this retrospective is more Mario World beta music, and some of these are good, but some of these are kind of like meh, because it's multiple tracks. But it's not like that one Mario 64 video where it's like 20 minutes long. So let's go ahead and listen. Yeah, I think, like, just to kind of recap, I think this first one's pretty good, but somebody pointed out, I think it might have been one or two people in the comment section, they pointed out that it sounded like the battle theme, like a battle theme from like an RPG or something, and now I can't really unhear that. Uh, like the athletic theme is kind of what you'd expect a beta version of that song to sound like. Same with Course Clear. This one is okay. I think it just kind of sounds dumb, where it just kind of like changes on the second half for some reason. Like that sounds weird. Like I don't know if that's how it would actually sound in like the beta. And the game over is pretty much just like the one from Mario All Stars, but with like the instruments switched around a little bit. But yeah, I think overall this video was okay, and with that we could bid farewell to LogoBro 2 because that is it for this stream, or I guess any of them because you know this is the end. I don't. I might upload something to LogoBro 2 again in the future if I ever get an idea. The channel is not dead; it's just kind of inactive. But anyway, moving on is our last thing on LogoBro 3, which is Logos Remade from Memory, PBS, 1984. Yeah. The title is pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of like those Mario 64 remade from memory videos from the beginning of the year, where it's like, except this one is kind of that, but like more in depth, where I remake the visuals and the music from memory. And I mean, there's not really much I could have screwed up with this one because you know PBS 1984 is already pretty basic. Yeah, I think like you could tell that I made the P head from memory because it looks kind of off, but yeah, I think I was gonna make more of these. Like I was gonna do one for the UMC logo because somebody suggested it in the server, but yeah, I think I might still make more of these at some point. Maybe I'll do one for the entire PBS logo history. Maybe, if I feel like it. But speaking of PBS, next up is our last major video of the retrospective, and it is the longest video I've ever made, and it's surprisingly not a Bandcamp album, because those are usually pretty long. It's actually... yeah, this. The NET PBS Logo History 3.0. And, like, I will say, I think production on this went vastly smoother than it did on the evolution of PBS idents video. But that's not to say it was without problems. I think the the longest part of making this video was just like trying to gather all like 3 hours worth of idents, because that took over a year. That took like well over a year, and it's why I don't think I'll ever make a logo history of this scale again. And that'll be even more evident at the end of the stream, where I kind of explain some things about the channel, but you know, we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, I think this was it. This was another video that I had to kind of segment into parts when I was making it, because like again, it just got too much for Vegas to handle, and at that point, like I think that's understandable for this one though, because this is 3 times the length of the evolution of PBS idents video. So, you know, I could kind of understand why Vegas wouldn't want to handle 3 hours worth of, like, videos, and every video is, like, 10 seconds long. So, yeah. But I am like, I'm still. I shouldn't say still because this came out a month ago, but I'll get to the icon when I get to it. But yeah, I'm still very happy with how this one turned out. As far as I can tell, there's not like any ident in. There's not like any important ident that I missed or anything. Like there's not like a weird variant that I left out. So yeah, and like if I left anything out, it's just like a capture of an ident that's already in the video. And also, how long is the 1971 section? That's like it's like God, that's like 25 minutes. It's a lot of 1971. Kind of insane. I wish there was more window stuff. I like the window. Uh, yeah, that's this video. I think this is maybe my favorite video. I really don't know. It's either this or the evolution video, or maybe it still is the evolution of ITV. I'll kind of have to think about it after the stream, but yeah, not much else to say here. So let's move on to what is actually our last ADTV of the stream. This and our last ADTV up to the current day, obviously. This is ADTV 37 Oregon, and this is a video. I don't know what I was about to say. Yeah, I think I might like the last one a little bit more, but this one is still pretty good. I, bet- I think I think it really kind of starts getting good post 1993 because I think this item package is pretty good, and then there's this one, and this one's good. I think I'm usually not great at like anything during like the widescreen era of ADTV, but I feel like that one's all right because my problem with the widescreen era of ADTV items is that I kind of forget that it's 2007 and not 2023. So for a while, I always tried to make them look like as modern as possible. But that's not what things looked like in 2007. They looked like kind of glossy and like there were gradients and all that. It wasn't just like flat colors or on anything. I do like this one. I like this kind of end caption. Yeah. But again, I think that's a good last ADTV of this retrospective. I think that is kind of a good send off for this stream. Not to say the stream's over yet. We actually only have two more things to go through, so we're kind of getting towards the end. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. And our last actual video of the retrospective is on SmogicLash of all places. Yeah, it's a parody of the big giant head logo, which was already a parody of the original PBS 1971 logo. So, yeah, kind of a meta thing there. I don't know, is meta still a cool word to use? I feel like it's kind of been everybody hates that word now. And speaking of meta, our last thing in this entire chronology is the streams, which is what we're doing right now. So, obviously we're not going to look at these because they're multiple hours each, and they're full of stuff that we've already seen, and also, I don't think you want to hear my voice twice. So, yeah. So I'll just kind of talk about these streams instead. And I gotta say, they weren't perfect. I will be honest. There were some like I feel like my problem that I had was that there's a lot of dead air, like where I just kind of start a sentence and then don't finish it because I forgot what I was saying. And I think that's yeah. See, there it is again. I'm just trailing off into nothing, but yeah. In my defense, I've never streamed before, so these retrospective streams were my first time ever doing something like this, and I think it went well in terms of like not having anything too technically devastating happen. Like there was never any point in these streams where I left the screen on the wrong view for like 20 minutes, or I muted myself for like 3 videos. That I don't think that ever happened. Unless it did and I just never noticed, but yeah, I think these streams have definitely gone a bit smoother than I thought, and I'm pretty happy that I did them. So, I guess is that it? I guess that's it for this entire chronology, whatever. But yeah, I gotta be honest. This was a very fun journey to go through, to just kind of go through everything I've ever made. Well, like everything I've ever made on YouTube, because obviously we didn't take a deep dive into the Twitter stuff, and like we showed the art, but we didn't really like talk about it or anything. But yeah, I think it was this entire stream experience was really fun, And I kind of want to do more things like it someday. Like probably not for a while, but maybe in the future. So I guess all that leaves us to do now is to talk about the future of the channel and what's with the icon in the corner of the video. So let me go ahead and reveal it. This is the new logo for LogoBro. This is, and as you can see by the giant 10 there, this is the start of a celebration. This entire everything that we're going to be doing leading up to November 2nd, 2024 is going to be part of this 10-year LogoBro celebration. And I know that like 2 days ago was the 9-year anniversary celebration, but I feel like we need to build up to 10 years. So I guess I'll kind of go ahead and tell you my plans for the future of the channel. So I think for this upcoming year of 2024, I definitely want to upload more because I know that 2023 has been kind of dry with content. Like there hasn't been a whole lot of stuff to kind of dig our teeth into besides like maybe a few big videos and a couple ADTVs and all that stuff, but I want to upload more stuff. Like not even just ADTV. I want to upload like a parody logo history, like maybe a few other videos, maybe one more big video. And then I'm going to announce it. This is like once we hit the 10-year anniversary, that's it for LogoBro. This is, and I know that's kind of a shocking thing to say, but I'm kind of ready to close this chapter. Like, obviously don't have to worry about this now, because, we still have a full year of content to go through, but, yeah, once we hit 10 years, I'm leaving logos. I'm not really gonna do any more logo stuff. And don't worry, I'm not just gonna like outright leave. There is going to be a huge a big celebration LogoBro 10-year video on November 2nd, 2024 that is going to go over everything that every little little bit of history of the channel and kind of go through and talk about things more in depth, because I know we've kind of been going through everything chronologically in this stream, but I've kind of found myself we'll talk about a video and then we'll move on, and by the time we get to 3 videos from then, I'll think about another thing that I should have said about that video. And that's not really going to be a problem with this video because, it's scripted. So I'm going to do a big documentary to, kind of a half documentary, kind of like a half other stuff kind of thing, to just kind of celebrate these past 10 years of my life. And it'll be, as I said, it'll be the last video on LogoBro 1. After that, I'm gonna kind of move on to something else. I want to do more art stuff, do more things with my characters. Just kind of not do logo stuff because I feel like I don't I've enjoyed doing LogoBro, but that's not one of what I want to be known for the indefinite future. I want to do bigger things. So in order to do that, I kind of have to let go. But again, you still got a while. You still got a full year before that happens. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with LogoBro 2 and LogoBro 3 when that happens, but again, we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, that is, as of right now, my plans for LogoBro 10 for this whole next year of the channel, next and last year of the channel. And I hope to see you guys there for that, because I'm sure that it's going to be great. It's going to I'm gonna try. Like, I know it sounds like this speech is gonna make it sound like I'm giving up on LogoBro, but I promise that's not what's happening. I'm I'm gonna give it my all for this last year. I'm gonna try and make things the best they can be, and I hope you guys enjoy what I make because I've enjoyed making logo content. It's just that I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. But yeah, that is pretty much. Oh yeah, also happy early anniversary to your channel, Purple Hoodie Boy. I hope you have a good anniversary. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say about the future of the channel. There's, there's big plans ahead. There's big plans. And and I can't wait to kind of show what I have in store to you people. So with that, I think we could go ahead and wrap this whole thing up. Again, it was really fun looking through all this stuff. Okay, November 17th, that's when his anniversary is. But yeah, it was really fun looking through everything that I'd ever posted on YouTube. I know that I was kind of critical on a lot of it, but I should really clarify that I I had fun making this stuff. And that's really all that matters. It's just that, there's not really much to talk about with some videos unless you're like, actively criticizing them. Which I know is, now that I say that out loud, that's kind of negative, but yeah, don't worry. Even the stuff I don't like, I still kind of have a soft spot for. Except for 20th Century Fox 8-bit. I hate that video. But yeah, that is going to be it for the 9-year retrospective streams. I will see you guys whenever, whatever the next thing I post is. Maybe ADTV 38. I think that's going to be the next thing I post. And as it says there are links in the description to kind of help the people in Gaza, which are currently under attack. So I hope to talk to you guys again because this was fun. Yeah, and remember to stay focused because I guess that's the slogan of the channel.